Hello everyone, this is Mr. Ahmed Al Qadri, and today we want to start a new lesson. Our lesson today is about how matter can change, chapter 10, lesson 1. And today we want to talk about what are physical changes. For example, guys, when you flatten a piece of clay or cotton in half, you cause a physical change. A physical change begins and ends with the same type of matter. Even though the clay has a different shape, it's still clay. You can cut, crush, tear, bend, or stretch matter. Each action will cause a physical change. So, after a physical change, the physical properties of the matter change. However, we can see, for example, you can see crush a can. Before it was a can, and right now, after we crushing a can, it's still a can. Another example is melting an ice cube. Also, if we melt the ice, it become water, and if we put it again in the fridge, it will become uh, melted. Of course, it will become ice. Also, the boiling water, it's a physical change. If we mix sand with water, also it's a physical change. Another example of physical change is breaking glass. So if you have a glass in your hand and you will break it, so it is still glass, but it's broken. So a lot of examples as you see in this picture here, dissolving sugar in water, it's another example of physical change. Shredding paper, also another example of physical change because it's still paper. And chopping wood, mixing green and red marbles, and sublimation of dry ice. So all these examples are example of physical changes. Okay, guys, so people use physical changes to create useful products. For example, plastic, metals, and glass can be cut and molded into useful shapes. So you will learn about many other ways matter can change throughout this chapter. So you can see this example in this picture. Folding paper is a physical change. So this as example, this is an example of folding paper, so it's still a paper. This is an example of physical change. How can you tell whether a physical change has taken place? So you have to look for a change in size, shape, or position. Physical changes happen around you all the time. So today we want to talk about the real world changes also. So look around you. Also look to the sidewalks in your town or city are made of concrete. When the concrete is new, it's one solid piece. In time, chips and cracks form. Small pieces of concrete break off. Wind and rain carry the pieces away. Cracking and breaking are physical changes in the sidewalks. Water's physical changes allow fish and other organisms to survive in a pond during winter. In winter, the surface of lakes and ponds can become solid ice. Beneath the ice, the water is still a liquid. How is this possible? So, not all liquids have these properties. Unlike most other liquids, water expands when it's freezing. So that means ice is less dense than liquid water. This is why ice floats in liquid water. So this is another example of physical change in our real life. Physical change when the ice, when the water change to ice. Another example of physical change.